So, in that vein, what are some of the key trends you foresee in the evolution of remote work? Because that's kind of our focus here. And how should companies adapt?
Yeah, remote work. Gosh, do you remember pre-pandemic?
What's
Uh,
that?
how many people complained about remote? Yeah, we've got these employees that they want to work from home. Do you do it? Do you not do it? Just statistically wise, only like 65% of jobs in the United States cannot be remote. So these are the manufacturing jobs and hospitals and restaurants and things like that. So we're predominantly talking about a business to business type jobs, 35% of the workforce. And you probably, Bill, are reading the same stuff that I'm reading where, like Amazon and Elon Musk and all these guys are like back in the office 5 days a week. But the heart of why they want people back in the office is number one, culture. And we are very tough to build a culture. So these growing middle market clients of ours, one of their number one issues are how do you build a culture with people that are 100% remote? It's next to impossible. We learned this 15 years ago in the education when they started doing online education. Teachers, professionals would say, we just can't motivate any kind of serious learning, any kind of motivate any kind of serious change in our students. But the other, so one, building culture, right, is one reason why they're bringing them back into the office. The other reason is productivity. Look, when the restaurants were closed and the gym was closed, the grocery stores were limited. It was easy for people to work 60 hours a week at home and productivity spiked. But now that all that stuff is open, and there's research on this, by the way, that most people don't have the personalities to really be highly productive working at home. And there's a lot of reasons why that. But some of these jobs are going to be available to work 100% remote. We could talk about some of those jobs. Some of them are going to be 100% in the office, and some of them are going to be a hybrid. The train has left the station. I mean, our concept of remote work is so different today than it was 4 years ago or 5 years ago. We've really come a long way. One of the gifts of COVID, but remote work here to stay. A lot of these companies, it's going to be some kind of a hybrid. My clients that are growing, Bill, it's 3 4 days in the office, 1 day working remote, and they're really focused on employee engagement, building employee culture, managing productivity, increasing productivity. All that. It's so funny. The finance guys love the 100% remote because they reduce all these expenses with office space. Then you talk to the managers that are actually like helping people become productive. They hate remote work. They want people in the office where they can motivate them.
So do you think that it can't happen, or they just don't have the skill set? The managers, is it something we need to develop, or is there something structurally that just makes it next to impossible
Yeah,
to make that happen?
that's a great question. New territory in the areas of management. I would fall back on some of the research that the Gallup polls have done with the whole management, and you first break all the rules and the four key areas that make managers number one, and which you and I think we've talked about that resource. But in the end, I mean, those managers, there's the 12 questions. They got to touch people. They've got to reward people. They've got to confirm. They've got to make sure they're in the right tasks. They've got to make sure that people are doing the kinds of things that motivate them. Can that happen? Can that happen remote? Can a manager learn to do that? Yes, some of that. But as many virtual cocktail parties I've been to, they're nowhere near as fun as a face-to-face cocktail party.